Hello and welcome to an episode of the Farr Show where I'm Damien Farr, and tonight we're talking about Bad Boys Ride or Die. I forgot the name for a second there because, well, honestly, they should have really just called it Bad Boys for Life, you know, with the number 4 because it's the 4th one. And then called the last one Bad Boys 3. But, you know, I'm not the guy who, you know, made this movie. And this isn't going to be as cool as the video as Hitman. Hitman was kind of a one-off because I wanted to test my editing skills a little bit. And I'll be honest, the editing worked okay. I did alright there, but I think the issue was, you know, I didn't say the exact things. So I should have probably had something like a script of what I said just a second ago so then I could do it word for word. So, you know, I learned for the future. That's all that matters. So, let's start talking about Bad Boys Ride or Die. I'm going to just call it Bad Boys for Life in my head. So, some basic info. It's directed by Adil and Bilal, I think it's pronounced. They were the ones who made the last Bad Boys, so it makes sense. Random note, Michael Bay gets a cameo appearance. It's written by Chris Burmer and Will Billy. And then it's based on characters by George Gallo. So, let's talk about the cast here, where we got Will Smith as Detective Lieutenant Mike Lowry. That is a lot of words there. Then you got Martin Lawrence as Detective Lieutenant Marcus Miles Burnett. Then you got Vanessa Hudgens as Kelly, weapons expert of ammo. And then you got Alexander Ludwig as Dorm, a tech expert of ammo. You got Pele Nuliz, Captain Rita, I don't even want to try to butcher it, head of Miami PD Unit Ammo, and Mike's ex-girlfriend. Then you got Eric Dane as the villain banker guy, pretty much. They gave him a name, but I wrote this way before, and honestly, it's pretty forgettable. You got Ian Graffola as Lockwood. Let's just say Mr. Fantastic isn't Mr. Fantastic in this movie. He's kind of just playing a character. He's a bad guy, but it's generic bad guy, let's be real. So, the plot of this movie. What is the plot of this movie? Why did they need to make another one? Well, they didn't, honestly. They could have probably just ended at the last one, but, you know, money is money, so. The plot of this one is the Bad Boys investigate corruption in the Miami PD. That's just the basic synopsis. So what happens is, Mike is getting married, and Marcus has a heart attack, sees their old captain. I'm like, alright, that's a bit odd, but okay, sure. Sees the ex-captain. And then really what happens is they figure out that one day they're doing something. I don't remember what they were doing. I've seen this movie twice, and I've forgotten it a lot. Because I went with my mother, who likes the Bad Boys. I don't know why. She doesn't like action movies to begin with. So, kind of weird there. And then I went with my buddy, who's seen the third one, but hasn't seen 1 or 2, which just dumbfounds me as well. But, you know, he has a heart attack, sees their old, you know, the old captain, and pretty much says, it's not your time, so he doesn't die, and then he thinks he can't die. Well, they figure out what happens is the captain's being framed by Eric Dane, the villain, the broker guy, and then Lockwood. I don't know why. They never explain exactly why, other than I think Eric Dane was tortured by the cartel, but it still doesn't make sense that he would be like, you know what? Screw the chief. You know, there's some threads that are missing, and maybe I'm just forgetting, even though I saw the movie 2 times 2 days ago. You know, it's just weird. Pretty much they have to figure out that they have to make it so, you know, the old captain isn't, you know, dragged through the mud. His name, at least. And cool idea, but once again, just bad execution. This movie isn't great. I mean, the hierarchy is Bad Boys 1, Bad Boys 2. I don't even remember the third one, and this one's already, I'm forgetting it. So, that says something you need to know there. I don't know what to tell you. If you want to see it, go see it. This is probably a one that I would just recommend watching on like a Netflix or something when it comes to it. So, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you didn't, that sucks. I mean, honestly, the first hour is garbage. It's like the first hour, and then it picks up. There's one really good scene, and I was like, damn, this is a good scene where I always forget the guy's name. I forget his name even now. Where the kid that, you know, took Marcus's daughter on the date in Bad Boys 2, you know, he ends up marrying her. They have a kid. Well, he's a Marine, and there's one really good scene where he calls him, Marcus calls him and says, "You gotta protect the family. There's people coming." And he just goes right into Marine mode. He's playing on his PlayStation 5, I assume, with his DualSense Edge. Don't ask me why I know that. I'm just one of those people that notice that kind of stuff. And he turns up the volume on whatever game he's playing. It was either a Call of Duty or a Battlefield game. So, just wanted to know that for sure. Didn't know which one it was. Haven't really played the more recent ones. So he turns up the volume to make it sound like gunfire and everything. And then he takes out 15 guys. I was like, holy shit, this guy's legit. So, honestly, this movie is terrible other than the one real good scene right there that I loved. Because it's them watching him on a monitor and they're like, oh shit, damn. And it's like, alright, cool. That's good. So, really, what did you think about Bad Boys? Ride or Die still should be called for life. Tell me in the comments below. I'd give it an F. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and have a far night.